Hello guys, so today we're going to learn about how to qualify e-commerce leads for your SMMA social media marketing agency, but also how to find qualified local brick and mortar businesses. Because essentially the qualification process for both of them are fairly similar in the sense that, you're qualifying essentially for three things, and those three factors are fairly similar. So number one, let's get straight into it. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Oh, by the way, real quick, 5 seconds. My name is Boyan. For those that you don't know, I make videos on SMMA, social media marketing agency. Sorry, I don't know why I said that twice. Business mindset, entrepreneurship. So if that's you, subscribe, give this video a like, and let's get into it. So number one thing you're trying to qualify for is for e-commerce stores, that would be, do their website convert? So what I mean by that is you can generally get an idea of whether a website converts by just taking a look at it. I'm going to throw up two examples, one here of a store that definitely I know for a fact converts, and one here of a store that doesn't convert. I mean, you could just clearly tell the difference, right? I mean, one has really fluid colors, all the color schemes match, the fonts work nicely with the logo, and all of the pictures work nicely together as well, like the models, the lighting, everything just looks professional. Whereas the other one, it just looks like a bunch of stock images cut and pasted onto a blank canvas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of just tell look and feel wise, but also you can tell if the transitions between web pages are smooth. So does the website have a smooth and solid user interface? And also, does it have testimonials? Is the founder's name directly linked on there? Do they have customer support lines and, support emails? And what does their social media following look like, etc., etc. Stuff like that's not in the clothing niche. For e-commerce normally has quite a low social media following. So what I normally do is I always look at the comment section of those pages rather than focusing on how many likes it has or how many followers it has, because the comments will really dictate on whether this is a good product or not. And for local businesses, how you would be able to tell if it's a good business or not, you literally just Google the business and then look up Google reviews, TripAdvisor if it's a restaurant or something, or a hotel. Just like Facebook comments, Instagram comments, Facebook reviews, anything review related is ultimately what's going to qualify a brick and mortar business. Now with e-commerce, there's also a few caveats. So for example, with stores that do convert, you can also just check the my APS, but more on that in the next point. So the second thing you have to qualify them for is, can they even afford your services? Because, the majority of stores out there aren't even that profitable themselves. And now if you're trying to reach out to the owner and be like, hey, you know what, I can generate you guys a ton of revenue, if you just give me X amount of ad spend to manage and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. They might not even be able to handle it on the operational side of things. So for example, in my opinion, a lot of e-commerce stores that make less than 500k in revenue wouldn't actually be able to afford your services even sometimes, because, if you were to drive massive traffic to them, they wouldn't be able to keep up in terms of supplying the massive order volume that you bring them, or, they might have stock issues, things of that nature, where it's more operational side of things rather than, you doing the service delivery or going wrong there. On the other hand, when the store is really, really small, their budget is going to be so tight, it's really not worth working with any store that's where their ad budget is, 500 a month and you're trying to charge them 1,000, meaning you'd have to get them at least 3 return on ad spend for them to make, for them to have your services be even worth it, which, just doesn't really make sense, which is why I always qualify for how much they roughly make. Now for e-commerce stores, this is actually really easy. So, you go on myip.ms. I might even cut to a video of me doing this on my laptop, if I deem it necessary when it comes to the editing stage. But basically, you go on myip.ms, you search the URL of the website, and you're able to find out roughly how many visitors a website has. So for example, let's say this clothing niche has clothing web store has 200 visitors a day, what then you would do is, because previously you would have already qualified for a store to see if it converts or not, and then you would just take the average conversion rate, which is 2.7%. I always like to lowball it and go for either 2 or 2.5%. But you would take that 2.5% times by the amount of daily visitors times 365 days a year, and then you would multiply by the average order value of that specific industry. So for example, in clothing e-commerce stores, the average order volume value, so per basket that's been checked out per payment, is $95. Meaning, per $95, I'm just going to throw up the math. So 95 times 2% times 200 visitors a day times 365 days a year. That would make it X amount. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know for a fact that for a clothing store to be turning over on average about like around somewhere in the ballpark of $1 million, you would need 1,153 visitors per day, I believe. But you know, I'll do the reverse math on here as well, and I'll show you the numbers exactly. But you do definitely need to get around 1,000 to 1,000 something, 1,000 like 200-ish daily visitors for a store to be turning over $1 million in revenue every single year. Now here's the thing. Some stores, the majority that I've reached out to that actually respond, normally their conversion rate isn't like the average conversion rate, because the traffic that they're driving to their stores isn't particularly high quality. Meaning, no matter how good their store is, it's like, you know, sending a homeless person to a Michelin-starred restaurant. You know, they're gonna love the product, but they just can't afford it. So you're driving unqualified and low quality traffic to a store, meaning it just won't convert. So that's why a lot of businesses that I reach out to that do 1 million a year is between the ranges of 3 to 3,500 daily visitors. Now, yeah, definitely reach out to businesses with more than 1,000 daily visitors, and you can find that in, as I said earlier, myip.ms. So thirdly, the thing I qualify for is if I actually like the product or not. Like if I go onto a website and it's like a clothing store, for example, you know, and all their clothes and garments are just whack, I will not reach out to them, no matter like, you know, how good the potential is. Just because, like, you know, if it's something that you don't even believe in yourself, then most likely, you know, you're not going to be able to target and think like the consumer, the end consumer. So you wouldn't be able to actually find the right cold audiences and drive the right traffic for those clients anyways. So it will be a waste of both of your time and potentially their money if you're really good at sales and, you know, you sign them. So yeah, I also qualify for whether I like their product and whether I believe in it or not. This stage is completely optional and completely up to you, but I highly recommend you do this as well, just because, you know, like, it's not good to reach out to something that you just have no faith in yourself. So yeah, and working with products and clients that you really enjoy will make the experience 10 times more fun anyways. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. It's been a pleasure, guys. It's Friday, so you know what that means. 2 days off. Tomorrow I'm shooting the video. Follow me on Instagram. Any questions you have, drop it in the poll that I'm gonna start, that I've already started actually, because I started in the morning. You're seeing this 6 o'clock Friday. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for videos, drop me a DM if the story isn't up. But yeah, or leave them in the comment section. Stay subscribed, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye, guys.